Hey, what is going on, guys? This is SMEB Reviews. And yes, we're doing another on the go style video. It's more just casual. I'm not on the go, I'm just sitting on my couch. But I wanted to do this just because I really wanted to do something a little different. I wanted to just talk to you guys, talk about some of the stuff that I'm into. Not that I think that, oh, I have this great taste, so you need to check out the stuff I'm into, because besides music, oh boy, am I not a critic. Some of my favorite movies and TV shows of all time are pretty low rated. Like, I'm not a movie critic or a TV critic. So, I'm not saying I have this great taste by any means. But I wanted to give you some recommendations, some things that I really enjoy, and just get to talk to you guys. As well as shout out some fellow content creators, because there are some really awesome creators on this platform that don't get enough attention. Not nearly enough. I have made so many friends, and the YouTube music community is awesome. There are so many really awesome people out there that work really hard and really deserve some more attention. Now, in the description of all my videos, I always have my YouTube friends and have a couple links to channels, and I do want to specifically elaborate on those. I do plan on adding more. Every time I make new friends, I like to add them onto my list. But I do want to talk about those. So, let's start off with Tom Q Public, one of the first friends I made on this platform. And him and I have become very close. He is a really awesome guy, very generous, very caring, and always there to talk to you. He's an awesome person, and he really does deserve more attention just because of how awesome of a guy he is. But that's not to mention how awesome his content can be. He's really entertaining, really funny, very casual in his video style. He doesn't really make reviews as much as he likes to do more casual videos where he talks about music that he's just really enjoying. He does have a couple series that he does on his channel, like some grab bag sort of openings. He does backtracks where he talks about notable album anniversaries every month. He has a lot of really interesting series that he does. And I do really enjoy each one. He puts a lot of work into his channel and does not get nearly enough subscribers. So go check him out. He really does deserve it. Then we have Young Entertainment Specialist, yes, which is Garrett. Garrett is a really funny guy. He does do more of the album review style videos, but he does have a very interesting twist on it, mainly in just that his personality really does shine through in a lot of his videos. Instead of, not to say that he doesn't focus on the content, but his personality is one thing that really does grab you when you watch his reviews, and that you just can absolutely see the personality that he has and the passion that he has for what he's talking about. He's a really fun reviewer that I absolutely love watching his videos, even if I don't really know the album that he's reviewing. Then we have Ryan from Not Real Music and Sam Bennett from Sam Bennett. Both of them are also really excellent music critics. They do focus more on the content-focused style of review, something that I'd compare them to my style videos. So if you like my style videos, both Sam and Ryan are excellent people to check out. They are super, super bright reviewers and have worked really hard. They are two really hard-working critics that put out really excellent analysis of albums. I'm frequently impressed with their coverage of albums, and I do highly recommend both of them. Also, a new friend that I've recently got, Shia from the Quotable Sayak. Really awesome person. I've got a chance to talk to him multiple times, and it's been a lot of fun. Again, another super knowledgeable critic that has a lot of personality. I really do recommend his channel as well. All of these will be in the description, of course. But I did just want to make sure I had a chance to really talk about some of these awesome content creators that are on this website. They absolutely deserve your attention, so go give them a subscribe if you haven't already. So, next, let's talk about music. Obviously, I'm a music channel, so I want to talk mainly about music. So, what are some things that I'm listening to right now? Yeah, I mean, a lot of you guys probably know a lot of my favorite genres. That indie folk as well as the 80s new wave sound, all of those are my two favorite genres, absolutely. And so I just wanted to talk about some stuff that I'm really into at the moment. Most of this isn't really new, what I've been listening to. Just stuff that whenever I get a chance, whenever I'm not focusing on a new review or just trying to broaden my horizons, this is some of the stuff that I go back to. To start off with, if you've been around for a while, you know I love Jack Antonoff. He is an excellent songwriter, producer, and even as an artist himself, I love his voice. He puts so much emotion and passion into his music, and I have always respected him a lot. I know Bleachers has been a kind of critically panned group, and I don't think they deserve it. And I at some point would really like to make a real video discussing why I think that Bleachers, both of their albums and even Jack's other stuff, is really good and deserves more attention than it gets. I don't know when I'll have time for that, but I'd really like to do that at some point. But that being said, Jack has done a lot of really awesome stuff, and one of his smaller bands. So if you don't know, Jack Antonoff has been in the band Fun, which had a couple hits with Some Nights, Carry On, We Are Young, back in 2012. And then he moved on to do Bleachers. But before he was in Fun, he was in a band called Steel Train. And Steel Train's a really awesome group. They did kind of experiment with a lot of different styles. And I specifically want to recommend Steel Train's Trampoline. Trampoline is an excellent album. It's their second of 3 albums. And it's so good. There are so many awesome tracks. Specifically Alone on the Sea. Probably one of my favorite songs of all time. Just about the loneliness of traveling and touring and that whole life. But it's really excellently crafted. It really is a beautiful and haunting melody. I really do love that album. One of my favorite albums of all time. And I do highly recommend it. I've also been listening to a lot of Cliff Diver. They're a smaller band based out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Really awesome group. They stylistically, I think they refer to themselves as like saxophone-led emo, I think is what they call themselves. And honestly, that's a pretty good representation. They are that kind of emo, not really pop punk, but that emo sound. But they implement saxophone. It's a really interesting sound that I do highly recommend. They just have an EP out right now with 4 songs. So their discography is pretty small, so it's easy for you to jump in right now. But they really do deserve your attention. Really awesome group. And yes, they are small, but they are starting to take off. And really, really fascinating music. It's interesting, different, and something that I haven't really heard before, and I really do appreciate. Also, as I just read Laura Jane Grace's autobiography, I got really into Against Me recently, and I've been listening to a lot of Against Me. I mean, I was already an Against Me fan, but it really got me to keep diving in, and I really do recommend a lot of their stuff. Transgender Dysphoria Blues is a really good starting point just because of the social commentary that's involved, and a lot of really introspective personal stuff to Laura Jane Grace that she really excellently displays. She gives just the... It gets so personal that it feels like as though you shouldn't be listening to this stuff because it is so personal to her, and I absolutely love every second of that album. Incredible album. I can't count how many times I've listened to it recently because it is so good. Just to name something else I've been listening to, Codaline, specifically their first album, In a Perfect World. I did review Politics of Living, their newest album, and I absolutely love it. They're very comparable to like Coldplay, that sort of sound. At least their earlier, the earlier Codaline stuff is kind of comparable to the earlier Coldplay stuff. Really good group, just really, really, they're a very emotionally moving group for me. Not even that specific songs necessarily speak to me, but just the emotion that can be felt in the vocals and in the music. It's really moving and really good stuff. I do absolutely recommend them. So, while I'm actually a pretty big TV watcher, I like to binge a lot of shows. It's one thing besides music. That's probably my other hobby, you could say, is I like TV shows. But I haven't really caught anything really worthwhile recently. The only thing that I caught was You, which was now going to be a Netflix original, starting on 2nd season. And I'm sure you've heard of it. Everyone talked about it for a while. Primarily focusing on a guy that practically stalks this girl, and trying to get in a relationship with her, and it's pretty much just commentary on how we don't always really know who we're talking to, and just some people are very messed up, and this could be someone that you know. It's really good stuff, but I actually don't recommend the show as much as I recommend the book. The book is incredible. The book, I honestly think, does a better job at displaying that creepiness, that unsettling feeling. TV show's awesome. If that's the only access you have, definitely watch it. But the book is really good, and I do recommend it. But besides that, the best thing I could recommend for TV is like Breaking Bad, which who hasn't seen Breaking Bad? Incredible show. If you haven't, good night, go watch it, because that is one of my favorite shows of all time. But recently, I've mainly just been, I haven't watched a ton of stuff that really stands out to me, so nothing worth recommending. And again, like I said, none of this is new stuff. I'm not recommending anything new. So most of the stuff I'm sure you guys have already seen. But one thing that I can recommend new is a movie. It's a Netflix original, and honestly, I've been fairly unsatisfied with a lot of Netflix stuff. There's a couple good things. I really like Daredevil, the TV show. I think they did really good, at least on season 1 and 3. But one movie that really does stand out to me is Paddleton. It's a really good movie. It focuses on the plot that one of the main characters has cancer, and it's terminal. There's no way to cure it. So instead of fighting it, he just decides that he wants to practically kill himself, so that he doesn't have to go through the suffering. It sounds like a really dark movie, and it is a dark humor kind of movie, but it's got some really funny moments. It's really well done, and it's a very... It handles the topic really well, because obviously that is a very touchy subject, and I don't believe it should be taken lightly. But as someone who, as this person is someone that is going to die, he doesn't want to fight that. He wants to enjoy the last moments of his life and end things his way. And it's a really, really well done show. Really funny. Like I said, very dark humor. Definitely that awkward kind of humor where it's very like single camera, no music. It's just two people talking, and that's it. And it works really well. It's a really good movie. One of my favorite movies of all time, and I absolutely do recommend it. Besides that, I mean, I guess that's my recommendation episode. I don't know if this is something that I'll do more often. I mainly just did it because nothing really came out this week and nothing worth talking about. But I thought it was something different. Tell me what you thought. If you didn't like it, yeah, I'll never do it again. If you did, maybe. We'll see. So let me know. Go check out all the links to those YouTubers. I do also have a Twitter down in my description, so if you want to go check that out, go ahead and do that. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for sitting here and watching this. Hope that I turned you on to something good. If I did, please let me know. I'd love to know that I turned you on to something that you really enjoyed. So thank you guys so incredibly much for watching this video. It really does mean a lot to me. And I'll see you guys later.